veterans are very often at war one day and they come home the next, and nobody prepares them for coming home. They've been prepared for combat, and they've done that well. And they come home to what and to how. And none of them ever remain the same. They've had experiences. Well, you and I have experiences each day, and as a result, we never remain the same. But here these guys are in an arena of gunfire, of lives lost right before their eyes, in survival. And they come home to what, by comparison, it almost seems dull. And their families, let's say men, for example, because there are plenty of women now in the military as well. Yes. But I'll use men as the example. Okay. Men, for example, will come home, and the family's so excited to see them finally. Yay! Yeah. And the wife, who was a partner, now suddenly finds herself to be a caretaker. And that lasts for a while. I mean, she loves him, and she's so glad to see him home. But after a while, resentment sets in. After a while, it's not even after a while, his resentment starts to build because he does not know what to do with himself. It was exciting in that arena. It was treacherous, but it was exciting. And he had a brotherhood that he now misses. And a lot of the veterans say, I miss that brotherhood. And he doesn't experience the same kind of thing coming out. This has gotten to such major proportions. We have 21.2 million veterans in the United States. Now, if you add all the family members to each one of those veterans, this is extraordinary. Hundreds of millions of people are affected. Yes. And nobody's been trained as to what to do with them. We have fabulous, wonderful, beautiful organizations for the wounded veterans, for the homeless veterans, for the veterans who have mental issues, the PTSD, a traumatic brain injury, for veterans who can't get jobs. But there are no avenues for those to deal with their families. And I said, I've got to do something. And so I developed a nonprofit, an educational nonprofit called Country Cures. When we're working with people, I'm not the only one who's doing this. I'm designing the programs with other people, and we're doing the training work together. And when you see somebody open up like a flower and have a aha moment, sudden epiphany, where there was nothing before, I say, thank you, God. I have been called to do this, and I'm so grateful because it gives me an inspiration that is beyond anything I've ever felt. If somebody comes to me and says, you know, I just can't get through to him. He's not listening. He's not doing what I'm asking, or something that is just such a usual relationship problem. I can play him a song, and he goes, got it. Now, a lot of our veterans, I mean, this has been so documented, it's pitiful. A lot of our veterans will not go for therapy. It's, you know, it's against, I mean, they've been trained to be fighters. This is not therapy, this is educational training. And they know about training.
And it's a different perspective.
It's a whole different perspective. But I had to come up with this because I saw what was failing.
Yes.
And since it wasn't working, we needed something that was. Or when one of their children is bullying or is feeling bullied, I pull out some music and one of our videos, and voila, the kid doesn't feel alone anymore. We wrote one video that is about an overweight boy who's being bullied. And instead of telling him, like all these other anti-bullying programs are doing, go to the teacher, go to the principal, go to your parents, and the kids don't go to their parents to talk about this. Go somewhere else. What we do is empower the children, just as we empower the veterans. We empower them. So in this video with the overweight boy, he says to his bully, you know that math problem that you couldn't do in class? I can help you. And the bully suddenly walks away.
Tony was overweight. Whenever he passed the kids in his class, they would make oinking sounds and laugh. He desperately wanted friends, but he thought no one liked him. His schoolwork began to suffer, and he was angry. Something had to change. Seeing how unhappy Tony was, a teacher played him LeAnn Rimes' song, Give.
If you want a friend, then be one. A little bit of kindness, show some. You'll be surprised at how much finds its way back home. It don't matter what it is. If you want it, give.
The teacher and Tony plotted a different kind of response to his main tormentor. The next day, Tony said to his bully, you know, I can help you with that math problem you couldn't do in class today. Shocked, the bully walked away. Tony chose to follow LeAnn's advice. As my Gildagram says, you can shut a bully up by giving and forgiving. Tony felt great. Log on and tell me what you want. Then tell me what you're prepared to give to get it.
It don't matter what it is. If you want it, oh, show a little kindness, baby. Oh, yeah. If you want it,
And then this little boy says, wow. And then I take that message to the students I'm working with. And I say, how can this be applied to your life?
I understand everything you're talking about because my uncle Michael Capizzoli, he was a Green Beret, my mother's brother. And so we, you know, he came home from many wars and we saw what he dealt with. And it's very hard. So this is beautiful
Very
what
hard
you're
on
doing.
the family. Listen to each other. Don't try to talk and try to make somebody heal much sooner than he's ready to heal. Be patient, be understanding, and offer yourself as an example of how beautifully listening can occur. Understand also that it will take time. And in this rushed society of ours,
Yes.
people don't understand even how to deal with that kind of patience. So give yourself the gift of patience, because you're going to need it. Kids want to feel safe. Kids want to understand, just like all of us, in any relationship, we all want to feel safe. That's number one. And if parents can let their children know that even if daddy doesn't have a leg, he can still make you feel safe. Even if he doesn't look like how he looked when he was home before combat, he can still make you feel safe. It's all about love again. It's all about what's in your heart. It's all about sharing that and just spreading it out there.